to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Gavin Otsuka, vocalist for the band Ikaika. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, caffeinated crew? The last time we had this guest on, he was talking about his Lahaina Strong Still Proud clothing fundraiser, and which was successful, like really awesome. But now we're talking about a new project. This is Gavin from Still Proud, and with, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Ikaika?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Oh, sick. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. Good, all things considered. Nice, beautiful morning here in Maui. Super sunny and breezy, so can't complain.
Nice.
Little Sunday fun day with you.
A nice Sunday morning for you, afternoon for me, because opposite ends of the globe, really. But yeah, this is fun. Last time we talked, I think things were very, very serious and kind of somber and solemn, but I am excited to hear about this, the new project that you've got going on. With the homies in Florida, and maybe even see what Still Proud's got going on. But first things first, you just woke up. Are you drinking some coffee?
I am. I don't have anything super cool specialty, exclusive blend to report. Unfortunately, I had to go the economical way with some Costco, giant bag of Starbucks.
Oh, nice.
I will say, out of the big corporate Neville Bean companies, I do prefer Pete's, but circumstances weren't willing, and in that moment.
Y'all get Pete's out there?
We do, yeah.
That's cool. I know a lot of people that are in the industry, because I think, didn't Rich work for Pete's at one point?
He did. Yes, he did. Yep. He wanted me to say hi as well.
Hey, Rich. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to say what's up. But when he sees this episode drop, I think he's going to be.
Oh, for sure. He'll reach out.
That's cool. You're more of like a traditional tasting guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like dark brews are my favorite. The more darker and heavier, I guess, the better. Yeah.
Full-bodied,
if you will. Yes.
I've got something pretty interesting. When I was in Mississauga playing Hold Your Ground this past weekend, my band and I kind of gotten onto this. It's called Pirates of Coffee. It's like in an industrial park by the airport. It's very out of the way. It's insane. But it's basically, you go into the space. It's a little area for like the brew bar where he's got an espresso machine and some like pour over stuff. And then the rest of the building is for roasting.
Oh, no shit. Yep.
It's sick. And so I've got their roast is called Cloud Candy. It's a Rwanda anaerobic natural.
Okay.
Notes of pineapple, coconut, cotton candy. I haven't gotten the cotton candy yet, but we'll see. Papaya and melon. It's definitely very like papaya heavy, like
no shit.
Pineapple and papaya, really like juicy, sweet, fruity kind of taste.
Did you pick that up because you're interviewing someone from Hawaii?
It was actually unintentional. It was unintentional because I had another episode that was planned like on Friday that didn't happen and we had to reschedule, and I was going to use it for that, but I've been wanting to use this one, so it's just fitting, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
The kind of pineapple, coconutty, yeah, feeling some island vibes.
Oh yeah, cotton candy. That's an interesting one to throw in there.
It's kind of like I guess like a sweetness, like a sugary sweetness
note on the back end.
Yeah, but I would equate that with definitely more pineapple. But it's very, very light. And I've been doing this on AeroPress instead of doing it on pour over like I usually do. Yeah. But on the pour over, it's just super, super fruity. It's really good.
Yeah.
Sorry to flex on the specialty game. I got to keep it 100.
Yep. True. No doubt.
I know this is definitely going to be a message I get from Rich, which is like, you got to send me some of that coffee.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, then he's gonna hit you with all his little, specialty one-offs.
Yeah, yeah. Like this, like he's like, I got this thermic blazing lava stuff.
Hand grinded.
I did hand grind it. I'll be honest with you. I
Yeah.
don't like my electric grinder, so I do
Really?
the even with my broken hand.
It's got like a little, yeah, a little twisty
Yeah,
thing.
it's like a tube, and you can put it.
Okay.
It's pretty easy,
That's
but
sick.
yeah, I'm not left-handed either, so it's adjusting to life as a lefty with two right
Yep.
fingers is
Yeah.
really taking a toll.
Yeah, I would not sign up for that.
I mean, if I would have known,
Yeah.
hindsight, it's 2020.
Yeah, you're
It's nature's way of saying Mosh retirement is on the horizon, I think.
true. It could be, or it could, maybe be a signal for you to gatekeep a little more. Keep the mosh scene there.
It speaks volumes about what generation you're from when that's your option A.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, when you come up, in the early 2000s and seeing bands like Shattered Realm or Unbroken Wings right when their album drops, yeah, that's part of the course, I guess. Set the example for, I guess, what I envision, everybody's first show should be the heaviest, hardest, intro to this crazy ass music of ours.
I really love like this resurgence of that style that's coming out, especially like New England with the Afira record stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you've been tracking any of that, like the Balmora.
Yeah. I've heard Belmore and stuff. Yeah, it is. It's cool. It's interesting. It's like, I mean, it makes sense that it always circles back around, but
yeah,
back in the day, people are like making fun of that shit, and then now, everything's cool.
Well, to me, that's like what metalcore is
Yeah.
that early 2000s, like Shatter Realm maybe was still hardcore, but they kind of branched into that.
Yeah.
And I think, Pat being in Fit for an Autopsy is definitely like he played with both bands.
Right.
But yeah, like that's like what I consider real metalcore, even like the Prayer for Cleansing, like
Sure.
into deathcore sound. But like we just got a band in Montreal that started called Heaven's Cold Hands, all one word, obviously lowercase. And they played their first show 2 weekends ago, smoked everybody. It was amazing.
Wow.
So
there's a couple, but there's some bands. Yeah, I mean, with this new crop, it's just going to get better and better. There's this really super rad band that like right after the fires. I mean, we had like no power or whatever, so I had the songs downloaded. Blood on My Hands. Check out Blood on My Hands from Australia. Insane, like their EP. I mean, they put it out I think a year or two ago, but it's just fucking incredible, and it's just mosh metal.
Like, that's sick.
But super metallic and stuff. But
even the moshing is coming back with its like the really, really karate driven, which makes me very happy.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's the genre that came out. I mean, was taken and went to a different level from. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
like,
to hear it.
Straight up spin, like weird, crazy spin kicks and like, yeah, I'm excited. I like that. I don't play in a band like that at all, but it's definitely very fun to see.
Yeah. I've definitely played in a couple of those bands coming up for sure. Yeah, that was like the gateway drug. Like a new metal band at the time, and then like I started listening to like hardcore and metalcore and shit, and then I like slowly turned them into kind of like a metalcore project. Yeah.
It's like, what if in the breakdowns we just open chug and then put panic chords? Dun, dun, dun.
Look, guys, it's not that hard for what we're already doing right now.
Take that riff, but slower.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make you guys cool, man. Korn had a time and place, but it's time to move on to some Hatebreed here.
That's everybody's path. I feel like from maybe not my age is like it was a little more scene kids, so it was
Yeah.
post that. But yeah, I mean, I have one of my friends that I play with. He was like Corn was his favorite band, and then found like Hate Breed and that stuff, and then got into like real hardcore stuff. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Hate Breed is the like any band that does a Hate Breed cover well,
Oh, for sure.
that's
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
Um, so last time we spoke, it was around right after like the fires when everybody was kind of finding their place. And I know that you have launched the benefit with the Still Proud clothing. What is it looking like 1 year after? I mean, it was just the anniversary, I think, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. 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 August 8th. Current day, I mean, it's, well, to give you some perspective, so residential, where all the community lived and whatnot, that is apparently 100% cleared or clear to go. Now they're beginning. I don't know where they're at with commercial, but it's, as far as I know, when I see pictures and videos and whatnot, it looks like everything kind of like by the block is kind of like all the wreckage is or whatever pushed into certain corners. So it's kind of somewhat getting there as far as commercial, but it's going to be crazy because it's as locals, you never want when you look at Hawaii, you look how touristy it's become and whatnot. Like if you go to Honolulu or Oahu, that's like metropolitan Hawaii. Super mega corporations, all just hotels blocking everything. That's kind of the fear of what will come if we as a community don't be the watchdogs, essentially. But there's a lot of things that were how it was before. Restaurants on the waterfront not going to be able to do that anymore, so it's kind of cool. So it's going to kind of open up and allow the community to have things that are native like ulu or breadfruit plants and taro patches and whatnot, and nice kind of open areas, and then the businesses can be in the back, hopefully where they belong. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, things are okay. A lot of I've talked to a lot of friends. They're just essentially just getting the blueprints together to rebuild and whatnot, and or people are still kind of displaced in the hotels, which is kind of emptying up now. But yeah, generally speaking, I mean, the West Side is coming back a bit, because literally every 5 minutes you go on the West Side, there's a new town. It just changes over. So now finally those towns are becoming what they always should have been, because everybody stays over here and then goes into Lahaina to eat and, dine out and whatnot. So we're finally getting, a little bit of resurgence of life in that regard here. It's pretty cool seeing all the, former businesses that got burnt down just pop back up on our side. So yeah, it's getting there. I mean, it's still going to be a while, but, it is what it is. Not much we can do really at this point.
I saw I got a notification on like AP or something. They did the whole investigation and like basically no criminal charges, but that it was basically unpreparedness on the city or was it the county or something like that?
Yeah. That's crazy because, I mean, we had a warning 5 or 6 years ago when a hurricane rolled through, having fires. Fucking huge ass fires. Luckily, they were able to get it out. Only a couple houses burned and whatnot, but there's so many warnings because, like, what sits above Lahaina essentially is sugarcane fields. These are sugarcane fields that have been abandoned by the mega corporations that came in, decades ago, and just essentially overgrown land, unmanaged. The county should have been managing that, and then there's all the shit with the power companies, as far as all their lines and making sure that those are, clear of whatever, bushes and shit that may catch on fire.
Right.
They knew all this shit, but, of course, as is typically the case with government and large corporations, they just ignore it. And then, fucking here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely hope that this is a learning experience, but like you said, 6 years ago, that should have been the learning experience. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the only positive really that I see is that finally we have a chance to build this town and this city back up to
Hmm.
how it always should have been. So nothing like this could ever fucking happen again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was kind of just waiting to happen. You got homes that were essentially built what fucking 60 plus years ago, and they're just wood, you know, just whole fucking just neighborhoods of that same, you know, building material and shit that's old and yeah, just essentially waiting for an event like that to happen. And no, it happened. So that's kind of what I'm hopeful for. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely hope that the city is like the community is able to influence what the
Yeah.
city gets shaped like, and you don't have outsiders really coming in trying to, bring this false sense of investment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
There's
So,
certainly been a lot of those.
oh, I'm well aware and very sure that it's always the case. People take advantage of like disasters and things like that, bringing a false sense of like um, help, I guess, but it's
Yeah.
really just for their own gain.
Right.
But yeah, I really hope that things continue to go in favor of that community, and you don't have some false actors coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's Still Proud going? Still rolling with it?
I took a break from it just to do all this band stuff, but I'm about to get back into it. I got like a 15-year release, little special one-off collection that I got to get shot and then up and whatnot, but then winter.
Mhm.
So slowly getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, that's I'll be kicking that back up here shortly. Just had to get this little project out that's has so much intent and meaning behind it. And if I told myself I was going to do this ever again, which I didn't think I was, that I got to give it the proper time and diligence I guess it requires.
Yeah.
But it's not just a band. This is like a little memoir to a friend that I started with that passed away. So a little more dog in the fight than just starting something for the sake of fun.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a good segue because you started this like, what was it? More than 6 months ago, the Ikaika project.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I started it about 2 months after. I have been talking to so one of my best friends, Josh Couture in Tampa, longtime homie of mine. I've known for a bit. We had always been talking about doing a project, but in my eyes, I was like, well, if I'm gonna set aside an otherwise busy life, I'm a dad, husband, et cetera, I got a day job too. It's gotta be for a burning reason. There's gotta be 100% intent and something behind it more than starting it for the sake of fun.
Right.
And then the fires happened, and then I hit my boy up. I'm like, all right, man, let's I have something to say now, and will you help me get this off the ground? And he did, gracefully, and started writing. And then 2 weeks later, he passed away just unexpectedly, which was crazy. And it's nuts too, because like the day before he passed away, he had sent the riff to his engineering buddy that always he works with, recording all his bands that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And he tweaked the riff and sent it to me, and I'm like, damn, dude, holy shit, this is sick, sick as hell. And then come to find out, that's the guitar player that would be writing the rest of the demo and shit. Because after he passed away, I was like, well, shit, man, I guess this project's done. And when I flew out to Tampa for his celebration of life shortly after, the mutual homies were like, yeah, we'll help you finish it. We'll do this, for Josh, and see where it goes from there. So yeah, did it, and yeah, it's been crazy reliving this experience because it's been 15 years, so.
Yeah.
And like this is like a backwards band, from what I'm used to. I'm used to, like, hey, we're gonna practice, we're all gonna meet up, and we're all gonna sit there for 5 hours and work on shit. But this is all digital, so like it's crazy. I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, like basically writing lyrics and putting the songs on in my car and then screaming them that way. I haven't even like I mean, short of recording, I haven't been in a live PA setting to, run through the tracks and whatnot, of which we're going to, of course, we got the show, the first big show we'll talk about, later or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a very humbling. I stepped in the vocal booth the first day. I'm like, yo, I'm going to kill this shit. 3 songs. That's easy as fuck. By song 1, I'm like hoarse. like, fuck. Like, oh yeah, stupid. You haven't done this shit in that long, and you thought, practicing in your car for maybe like 2 weeks would be fine. But yeah, you need to learn a little breath control and such.
Sitting down doing vocals is so different than like actually standing up, because like when you're sitting down, certain muscles are compressed.
Yeah.
And then when you stand up, you're gonna blow it out. You know what I mean? So like, plus you're excited.
Right.
So yeah. That's
really
funny.
Good thing about it is, I mean, with no mic and no, broadcasting of the sound loud, you hear yourself, and you can, hey, go 60% or go 50%. Let's not fucking go crazy, because that was a problem too. Like in the headphones, I couldn't hear. The volume wasn't up enough, so I was overcompensating just to try and win over headphones, which is impossible.
Yeah, that's another thing, is if your mix is off, like, and it's weird because doing it live, I found, is so different than recording, is so different than practicing. So like you can practice at a certain volume all day long, but then once you're on stage,
oh God,
and it's different and the energy is different. So yeah, being out for 15 years, I feel like that's just completely starting over.
It is pretty much. Yeah. I can't. I mean, 15 years away from playing a show. Oh God, dude. I'll be practicing all up until it, and then like just turn into a fucking gorilla Hulk on stage, and hopefully have a little more wherewithal to just be like, hey, no, you're doing that thing right now. I'll stop. Like this is not going to end well.
Good chance by song 2 you'll be blown out. It's like.
Although I did, even at that recording session, they're like, I was reminded of honey. And I'm like, oh yeah, I never actually used to try this, but let me go to the store, grab some real quick. Fucking worked. Goddamn. I was like, because I guess it was just hoarse enough to not be at that deep hoarse level where you can barely fucking talk. So
yeah. Oh, so you went like real hoarse.
No. I didn't get that deep. Yeah. Because like this project, actually, I'm like a little more higher, where I was more gruff and, deeper in the past. So I think that it's kind of easier a little bit on your vocal cords, but, still a little challenging because there is a little bit of lows and whatnot.
Yeah. I think it's like, I've only been doing vocals for around 2 years, maybe less. And so like, I know that you were in a lot of other bands prior to this one, like coming up, and I'm sure that the way that it felt then, even in your like, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it's still comfortable.
Yes.
It's so much easier to find like that comfort place and just let that be the sound.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it'll work. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know that whenever you got that first demo, I think it was a few months ago, and sent it to me, I was like, oh, this is like really, really heavy, but like I can, I think it opened up with like, you sent me Lahaina Strong, I think was the song that you sent. So I'm like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. Like, and so all of the purpose and meaning behind it, like, I know that the posts you put out with the lyric breakdowns and everything like that, which if you haven't, go on the Instagram, it'll be tagged in the description of the episode, and go through the post where Gavin put all the lyrics, because there's an explainer even for the artwork. But I also would like to talk about the artwork because I think it's sick.
For sure. Yeah.
But the whole Hammer and Nail Fest coming up, and it being put on by Josh White, who was in a very important band to me, Strength in What Remains. They used to play. Yeah. They used to play in Savannah, and I think I saw them in Birmingham as well. And like that community kind of rallying behind, Josh, and then you guys putting this show together, and you going all the way from Hawaii, that's going to be, I think, really, really special.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean it's a fest. Yeah, for those that don't know, that's Hammer and Nail Fest. So my buddy Josh, he would always say, you know, in life you're either the hammer or the nail. You have to learn to be both. And then so this fest is put on, yep, by a couple people, Kevin as well, my bass player, Josh's right hand man, that passed away. Yeah, with Josh White, Tom. Which, if you ever played a show in, have you ever played a show in Florida
Yeah, I've played a few.
or Tampa? Like
Yeah,
Tom, Tom.
I played Tarpon Springs, but it was very, very long ago.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, he's an older cat. He's been booking shows in Tampa for fucking decades.
Hmm.
But anyways, yeah, it's a fest basically to all the proceeds are going to go to Josh's family. You know, he had two kids. One's pretty much a baby. You know, wife and whatnot. And it's a fest that they, you know, had the idea to throw together to just, you know, all the proceeds and benefit his family. So his family's, you know, good going forward. And it's supposed to be an annual fest too, I guess. So this is just the start, and goddamn, that's quite a lineup to kick things off.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be crazy. Like, I wish I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but you know,
you should cruise out.
right? I know it, but it's in like what? I guess it's in like a month and a half, 2 months.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild for me too, because like it's going to be a big family reunion. Because like, you know, all the like my former bandmates are coming in, you know, that moved away. One from Atlanta, Dick's from Tennessee. You know, he's coming in from there. We got like all the South Florida kids used to go to my shows in Naples and whatnot. Those kids are coming out. You know, some people from Cape Coral and Fort Myers too. That, you know, it's wild. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like just the headliners, like Madball playing Set It Off.
Yep.
I mean, that's enough, right? And then Death Before Dishonor, that's just one day, which is crazy. That's the day that you play.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, Haywire, 3 Knee Deep. I mean, that's just, if you're anywhere near Florida, go.
Yeah, it's mental. And it's at a club too. The Crowbar is an infamous venue in Newport. When it's going away. I guess they're closing, I think, by the end of the year too. So it's, you know, yeah, pretty nostalgic to, you know, because yeah, I mean, I lived in Tampa for about 5 years, and that's, you know, one of the places you'd always go. So yeah, it's nostalgic to not only play the show, not only play with bands, you know, Death Before Dishonor and Madball. Those are fucking bands that influenced me coming up. So to be able to, you know, play with them is just fucking insane. And then of course Haywire is fucking amazing.
So good.
Yeah. And then to be able to catch up with all the, you know, bands I last saw when I went out there. Because I went out there prior to the fires, the month before the fires, to move my brother out. So I went to my first hardcore show in 15 years with Josh. You know, he picked me up and whatnot. We went cruise with him. And yeah, it's just met a lot of local bands and stuff, most of which are playing, that are opening up for the fest too. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that Tampa scene has always been filled with really good bands all over Florida. You know, even the Miami side and the Broward County and all that. Like,
yeah,
man, infamously violent. Which,
yeah.
for better or for worse, is a breeding ground for good bands. So, I mean, we were talking about Exit Strategy. I just got onto them, and man, that is some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's like it's like strengthened on steroids.
Yeah, with the rap and all that. Like I first heard it, I was like, this is another level of crazy. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time, I think. And whether I make it or not, I will have FOMO. It's fine.
For sure. Video.
Yeah, no, for sure. Somebody's gonna have to go down and shoot it. Sunny 197, somebody go shoot it.
It's crazy too, because like, I mean, you know, we started it just digitally. So basically just me, Marco, and Kevin on bass. And then so for the show, actually Exit Strategy, their guitar player Brian, he's gonna be joining as a second guitar player. And then his brother, actually in I think Chicago or Milwaukee, is learning the songs now, drums.
Oh, sick.
So he's gonna fly in. So it's like it's a big family affair. everybody in the band, has some affiliation towards Josh. Used to tour with him, best friends, et cetera, multiple bands. So it's special. Yeah, super, very, very special. And it's going to be a mind fuck of roller coaster of emotions on the fest. Like,
yeah.
God forbid, I'll probably guarantee going to fucking tear up on stage.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
It's going to be nuts.
Let's talk about Demonstration of Pacific Fury. Crazy name.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to be boring and go, yeah, demo, here's our demo. And this is my way of saying, hey, pay attention. This is Hawaii. Here's some shit coming out of Hawaii. Yeah, granted, all the members aren't here, but it was started here. I'm here. Lyrically, imagery wise, it's very much a reflection of my culture and whatnot. And Hawaii doesn't get much shine at all because, you can think of probably a band for every state, in the US, but, you never think Hawaii because nobody pushes themselves. It's not just in hardcore. All artists within Hawaii kind of live within the Hawaii bubble, and with this project, I wanted to kind of make that a focus too. Just get it out there, and let people know that, hey, shit, there's a shit ton of bands. There's been a scene here for decades. It's not huge, but it's small, but it's growing. And, it's pretty, they're pretty tight knit over there and whatnot. So, that was kind of my aim with the title and whatnot, just kind of change it up, make it a little bit more interesting and intriguing. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you see the cover itself, just the image and whatnot. It's super strong. And yeah, with that, so that's kind of an ode to my childhood. The warrior, Ikaika warriors, you'd always see those on t-shirts around here as a kid with just multicultural slogans because there's so many ethnicities here: Filipino, Tongan, Samoan, et cetera, et cetera. All with those, so you'd see that figure on a shirt with a certain nationality's little slogan or whatever. And then as a kid, always collect those shirts. And so it was very fitting to, have that, as the cover because, again, people don't know about Hawaiian culture much, but, you put forth a strong image like that. That's so bold and strong, it's like, it's so intriguing. So, that's kind of why I went with that as the, center image. And it's pretty cool too, because the guy that used to work on all my projects in the past, all the artwork, he's the one that did it. So I was like, oh shit, man. Initially turned me down, he's like, oh, I'm too busy right now. But then I was like, back like a month later, he's like, oh yeah, I got time, shit, man. Like now I explained the whole concept and, et cetera, et cetera. And, that's what he came up with. It's pretty fucking rad. So it's been cool, kind of nostalgia purposes, working with the old homie and stuff and putting this together. But yeah. And that warrior, Ikaika, the name, so it's Hawaiian for strength. Right. So, the cover itself is just very fitting to elaborate on that.
Yeah, it's very striking. It doesn't look like anything, honestly, that I've ever seen on an album artwork. So I think that it definitely does make a statement. And you're right. Like I can't name a single band from Hawaii, I don't think, off the top of my head.
Yep. No.
Like I wouldn't even be aware if there was a hardcore scene in Hawaii. Well, I guess it's because it's also a series of islands. So it's like, would each island or each kind of like city have their own scene? Like, how does that even work?
Yeah, it's just Oahu. Oahu is basically, so on Maui, there's a bit of a thrash, metal and punk scene. So there's a band called Pilau, which is a pretty good thrash band here. I believe they have been setting up this fest called Volcanic Strikes Fest. This is going to be the second year, and last year was fucking dope as fuck. But this year they got like Exhumed headlining and shit. It's a 3-day fest out here of just obscure fucking.
That's sick.
Like old punk hardcore, like Verbal Assault, and fucking Yeah, just crazy lineup of like blackened punk and metal and death metal and grind, but no spin kicks.
I mean,
You
that's
know,
fine. I mean,
no cats on. Yeah,
underground is underground. You know what I mean? Like
it is. It is.
it's in a such a small like population. Having anything like that is good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, and it sold out last year. I'm assuming it's going to do the same thing. Even like last year, I met the touring guitar player for Integrity. His band was playing. Like I think it's Witch Vomit, like
Oh,
super like
mm-hmm,
like costume, like like corpse paint type shit.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to meet some people that you wouldn't expect, playing in those bands to actually be from the scene and whatnot.
Man, that's crazy. I wouldn't expect, the guitarist of Integrity to be playing in
Yeah.
a like a blackened of any kind band.
Oh, for sure.
But you never know who's playing for Integrity anyway. So
That's true. Also, yes, exactly.
all we know is DeWitt exists. He's just
Right.
there, and then there's like some random assortment of people. Well, what do you have planned? I mean, is it the fest, and then you take the whole band to Hawaii, do a tour, and then
Yeah. So, I mean, uh, parts wise, as far as all of our moving parts and people in different areas, this won't be a band that you see on a tour for,
Mhm.
um, but we'll play one-off shows. That's kind of been my thing. I want to kind of play a little specialty shows and stuff, pop up randomly. But yeah, that's the plan. To get through the fest first, and then try to bring them out here next year. Yeah, maybe one or two shows on one on Oahu and one on Maui, since they're going to be out here or whatnot. But yeah, we're just kind of waiting and seeing, and got to get through the first big one, before we'll get there.
I mean, it is a big one,
Yeah, it's a big one for sure.
like sentiment wise, and with the bands that you're playing with. that's
We'll
that's
make
not a
sure
first show. That's not a first show I would sign up for, honestly. It's a little stressful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna go? Y'all are gonna obviously meet up like a week or two before and jam it out.
Yeah, yeah. So the fest is on 8th and 9th, Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna cruise out, leave Maui probably on Tuesday, get there on Wednesday, and yeah, run through the songs with them a couple times, and then yeah, should be good to go. But I just we got a little group chat, just saw a full run through from the drummer and stuff, and sounds incredible. So it's gonna be yeah.
Well, I really do hope that everything like pans out well, and like I said, it is very special that doing that in Josh's memory and honoring that is like very, very major. So
Yeah.
I hope the fest is a good time and that set goes really well.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, it'll be good, no doubt.
The links to the demonstration of Pacific Fury will be also in the description of this episode. So make sure that you click down, listen to it, check out the artwork because it's fucking sick. That on a t-shirt is gonna sell. It's gonna fly.
It's coming. Yeah, I got merch in the works as well. That'll be up probably within the next 2 weeks. Couple designs and whatnot, and yeah, I didn't. So I got some news for the demo as far as distribution wise. We're gonna be working with Knives Out Records over in Paris. Who we have known for a long time. Used to sponsor one of his bands. Was Still Proud way back. Band was Providence. Super heavy fucking beatdown before beatdown was the thing.
Right.
That Europe fucking shit. Yeah, he's gonna be putting out a limited 100 CDs, digi die cut, fully custom, like clear image CD with a nice burned image on it, and then a full booklet and whatnot. So that's awesome. Help us out a little bit over in Europe and whatnot. But it's also cool because this is the first time any bands of mine has ever actually put anything out on a record label. So you take 15 years off and come right back swinging out the gate. So that's cool. So we're in the works. I'm about to submit everything to him today, and then we're hoping to have the actual physical product at the show in November. Hopefully that comes to pass. But otherwise, yeah, I'll be throwing those up online and whatnot when they're ready, and they're incredible. Like if you look up his catalog of those clear cut CDs, it's insane. So just custom work he does for them.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the exciting news. People want a physical product, and they're old like me, and they're like actually looking at the booklet and whatnot. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
You got to be sure to put a thank you and like thank every band that you're friends with.
Absolutely.
Like how we all found our favorite bands, which was just going through like, who did they thank?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I like the physical still. I still collect. I don't even have a vinyl, like a vinyl player of any kind yet, but I have a whole collection of, LPs because I think that, physicals are important and bands spend money to have something that you can hold. And it means something. And so I still think it's important to even buy like a cassette tape. So yeah, I'm happy that y'all are putting out some physicals, even if it's like, this is the project and it's just this like kind of living thing. And, you can always repress.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But the digipacks are sick. I like the weird kind of clear CD setup.
Yeah.
Almost looks like a, what's that stupid laser disc?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
But like super small.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because my buddy Matt used to play in Grimlock.
Mm-hmm.
He like our daughters are best friends, so that's how we met. But yeah, he also the dude hit him up. He re-released all the old Grimlock albums and stuff, and did them up super nice. And then I messaged him yesterday. I'm like, yeah, oh shit, we're gonna do them too. And he's like, shit, man, that's dope. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it, man, because like I said, like the level of detail and just all the lengths he goes to have this product, and to take a chance on us, just a random fucking project, is pretty cool and pretty special. So
yeah, we'll be looking out online. I'm sure you'll put a post up if they hit the web store and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Give me I don't know if we talked about this last time, but I would love to hear because you were a mosher back in the day.
Yeah.
You still mosh a bit.
I still mosh.
Yeah. You look healthy. You look healthy.
Yeah.
What's your craziest mosh story?
Well, I guess I would say funniest.
Okay.
I was watching Beloved.
Nice.
Remember Beloved?
Yeah, I love Beloved.
What the fuck's that song? We Were Born for Battle. One of their sickest breakdowns in it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking spin kicking, and then my shoe flew over the stage.
Just like completely over the stage?
Completely over the stage. Everybody's like, fuck? I'm like, that's the shoe, fuck. I did get the shoe back, though.
Was it at a fest?
No. I can't remember who they were touring with. No. Just a show at State Theater in St. Pete.
Oh, nice. That's a big show.
Yep. And then, well, I don't know. I mean, that one aside, fun. Yeah, well, they're all kind of funny. The other one was, it was On Broken Wings on their reunion tour with Recon. My band opened up. Well, I think it was Through the Worst. And yeah, just doing my spin kick thing down the line. And, there's this guy making fun of people. So I just spin kicked directly into his face and knocked him out.
I mean, that's funny now. See, did that piss you off when people would make fun of moshing?
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it does look like there's a fine line.
Right. To the untrained eye, yeah, moshing, like, what the fuck? Do you think you're a fucking Karate Kid here and like at a show?
It's blood sport.
Yeah, I do understand that. However, you gotta, well, in your case as well, it was with your hand, right? It's kind of the same thing. You gotta be aware of where you're at, and if you're not aware of where you're at, you'll fuck around and find out.
Yeah, you get checked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like Georgia, Florida, I feel like the whole Southeast was a sleeper mosh area because Florida especially was crazy moshing. Like New England, they had their shit going on and stuff. But I mean, even when I was growing up, we'd play in Jacksonville or we play in we play that Tampa show and there was crazy moshing.
I was gonna say in Florida, the further south you go, the harder it gets. Like fucking Miami area, those kids are fucking gangsters, ghetto ass fucking kids.
Scary, dude. Scary.
My favorite people out there.
I remember there was this band called Bloodbather
Yep, yep,
from Broward County. That was basically, it was like Oops All Breakdowns kind of shit. And they played This Is Hardcore one year, and the vocalist goes, "I want to see a dead body on the fucking floor." Like, just screams that as the set begins. It's like, what the fuck? These guys are crazy.
Yep. We call it the gunshine state for a reason, I guess, right?
Not even to get into all the crew activity that was happening. So,
oh yeah, for sure. There's definitely a wealth of that.
We do not have to dig into that at all. But yeah, that's I remember fond memories of Florida, always being scared going down to Jacksonville.
Yeah, for sure.
Even at the Christian shows.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Florida did have a big Christian kind of scene.
We used to play the Murray Hill, which was like a known Christian venue, but sometimes they would have like other bands and stuff like that come through. But
really, I think Jacksonville, we only played one show, and it was quite the fucking show. The metalcore band. This is Suicide Silence, Too Pure to Die, All Shall Perish. It was fucking insane.
Wait, when did you play with Too Pure to Die? What year?
Fuck. 2006, 7.
Do you remember the vocalist?
Yeah. No.
Did he have red hair?
I don't think so.
Okay. One of my friends from here was the vocalist for Too Pure to Die at one point.
Okay. Oh, sick.
And he was crossing the border, like maybe not legally, and got blocked one time. So they had to kick him out of the band.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, he, I wasn't sure if it was then, because I think he's 40 now. So it would have been probably about that time.
Yeah, I don't think I remember a minute. But no. Yeah.
Was it a madhouse?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a small venue. It wasn't like, super crazy capacity or whatever, but yeah. Especially in that era for those bands, like I don't even know, like I haven't really listened too much of them, but their earlier stuff. But I think it was just when the EP was out,
okay,
with like Put Into Death and all those tracks on it and whatnot. But yeah, it was wild. And then in hindsight, with that, the dude passing away, and then it's just crazy to look back on. Oh yeah, we fucking opened up for them.
Man, Suicide Silence, that's still like a go-to band for me. But only I really only listen to the Cleansing, but it's still like
that album is
that's like the deathcore album for me. Yeah. I like, all due respect to the musicians and stuff that are playing like modern deathcore with all the symphonic shit and stuff, but like it's not as raw as it was when it was basically like hardcore dudes writing deathcore at that time, and it was scary. It was super scary.
Yeah.
So
even the footage of their old shows and shit is wild. Yeah, that kind of set the bar for sure. Yeah, I mean, that fucking was the biggest thing, at some point, and sort of kind of is.
It's still up there. Like a Lorna Shore bill will definitely sell out here in Montreal, like a big 2,000 cap room.
Right, and then like shouts to my boys Body Snatcher too. Those are some dudes that used to play when our bands used to play in fucking Naples and Fort Myers and shit. Chris, the drummer and whatnot, they're fucking one of the top dogs in that scene and whatnot, and rightfully so. It's heavy shit, and rad as fuck. What they've been able to accomplish.
I saw them play with I think the bill was Chelsea Grin, Dying Fetus headliner, I think is what it was, and Body Snatcher, Frozen Soul, and Undeath were on that bill.
Oh, that's incredible. That's insane.
Amazing bill.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, they were very good. And I think actually, is the vocalist named Kyle? That's the vocalist. Yeah, so he was filling in because Tom couldn't cross the border. It was like right after all the COVID stuff. He couldn't come into Canada, and Kyle filled in on vocals for. He did Body Snatcher, and then like right after did Chelsea Grin. Madman.
That's insane. Holy shit.
So All respect to him for sure. That's crazy. Well, Gavin, it was really nice getting to catch up. I'm super stoked to see how that fest goes. I know it's going to be like a really special time, like a family reunion of sorts.
Yep, yep.
I just have one last question for you before we log off. What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Well, I guess I'm gonna be unoriginal and just say Tampa.
That's not unoriginal. They got good stuff there. That's
Oh
good.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
St. Pete's is dope.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Tampa. I mean, it's a conglomerate of three basically different cities, you know, and whatnot. Such a cool subculture of coffee and music, everything's there.
Mm-hmm.
So since that's where I got my, I guess, well, one of the cities in Florida, I got my heavy music chops, and being in this crazy ass scene of ours, you know, I'd have to, gotta pay homage to that one, I guess.
Yep. That's I haven't been there in a long time, and I keep wanting. I think this year, FYA, I'm thinking I might spring for it.
Yeah, fuck that.
Do you see the bill?
Yes. every year, it gets more obscure and insane. Bringing back that, you know, kids like us and shit, dude. Fuck.
Foundation.
Yeah, Foundation. Crazy.
I mean, being from Georgia, that's like the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
I think that's probably the best hardcore band from Georgia that ever existed.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that for sure.
Criminal Instinct's up there, but they kind of do like the LA, Georgia thing.
Yeah.
But Foundation is like influenced so many bands from here or from there.
It's actually kind of like the newest. It's almost like the chain of strength of modern day era, I guess you'd say.
That's
the student scene.
Yeah.
Right.
They just didn't happen to make like one of the most popular pieces of merch, the X Watch.
Yeah. Who knows though? There's still time to bring it back.
I still see like at least one or two at every show I'm at. It's very interesting. Y'all be picking them up on Depop. I don't know what y'all are doing.
Right.
Well, shout out some Hawaiian bands that need to be known.
Yep. Check out Blood Money, Aswang. Check out Nesta. What else we got? Way to Sin. I don't know what else to do. Load the Chamber.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Check out those ones. Well, the last two I just mentioned, they don't have any tracks up right now, but you can follow their Instagram and whatnot. Definitely follow that. They're recording as well.
Sick.
Yeah. Start with that list and go from there. There's a lot here, and we're gonna tell everyone else. Here we are.
Yeah,
getting the hardcore out there.
I mean, it should be easily known now. Like with the web, everything gets around. So yeah, just put it on the map. Got to put it on the map. Tours should be going out there.
Right. Yep.
But Gavin, thanks.
Yeah. If something ain't there, like you're seeing, you got to build it up. So
that's what I'm saying. Make it happen. If you see something online that you want to do, fucking do it. Start it. Right. If it's not in your city, find it. And if you just can't find it, then it's on you. You can start it.
Yep.
Reach out to somebody who's doing it somewhere else and ask them for advice. Like that's an easy thing.
Yep. Someone done that in the past, building a scene up from nothing. It's just do it. You know, you're going to get what you put into it. If you love this shit enough, start bands or piece bands together, for shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Support the culture.
That's it. I mean, you can usually find something to do. You're good at something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Gavin, thanks for spending some time with me on your Sunday morning. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thanks for having me. And I guess we'll talk again at some point.
Yeah, we'll go for round 3.
All right.
Thanks thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Gavin for hanging out on the podcast. Be sure to check out the links in the description to find links to Still Proud Clothing, the brand that we talked about, as well as Ikaika's new release, A Demonstration of Pacific Fury, and the link to that fest, Hammer and Nail Fest, happening in Tampa Bay the early November. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.